Hi everyone, and welcome back to She Asked, Tools for Practical Hope. I'm Anna McBride, therapist, coach, and your guide in rewriting the narrative after heartbreak, loss, and transformation. Today, we're talking about something tender but vital: dating after divorce, and the red flags that matter most. This episode is not about fear. It's about clarity, empowerment, and making sure you're not rewriting the same chapter with a new title. Let's dive in. Here's the first red flag. Inconsistency is not mystery. It's a warning. Inconsistent communication, unpredictable affection, showing up hot and then cold. That's not chemistry. That's chaos. And it's not just annoying, it's destabilizing. In a 2022 study published by the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, they found that the emotional inconsistency in romantic partners is associated with increased anxiety, decreased trust, and lower relationship satisfaction. I once coached a woman, we'll call her Sarah, who dated a man who would text her every morning for a week, then disappear for 4 days without explanation. She started to feel secure, and then boom, silence. She told me, it's like he's giving me just enough to keep me hopeful. That's not love. That's emotional baiting. Reliable people create calm, not confusion. Clarity is what all of us are seeking. We want to know if the person that we're with is really in it with us. We don't want to be confused. And yet so many of us settle for confusion. We have to pay attention to how reliable the person is, because human beings are patterned creatures. We do the same thing over and over and over. But most of us miss the pattern. We look and only pick and choose what we want to see. And it's important that we see everything. I'll tell you from my own experience. I was married for 36 years to a person who was a chronic philanderer. And he was consistent in that behavior. At least the second half of our marriage. Unapologetic, just did it. And I knew about it. To be honest, I just didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see the pattern. He told me just enough, gave me just enough to keep me hopeful. I was accepting crumbs when I deserved the whole meal. And yet he didn't have it in him to give it to me. So it's important that we pay attention to what is the pattern. Is this person reliably as you want them to be, as you need them to be, as you deserve to have in your life? Or are they inconsistent? Because that inconsistency or that pattern to something different than what you need is a warning. It's not a mystery. Here's another big red flag that many of us miss, especially early on. Charm is not the same as character. Whew. Charm can be practiced, polished, performed. But character, that shows up in how someone handles disappointment, boundaries, honesty, and emotional labor. One study published in Personality and Individual Differences showed that individuals high in narcissistic traits often score high in initial likability and charisma, but struggle with empathy and long-term relational health. That means they can perform great at the beginning, but they can't continue in that same capacity. That too good to be true feeling, trust it. I remember a man I dated shortly after my divorce. He was so charismatic, poetry quoting, dinner making, totally attractive. But within weeks, I realized he couldn't tolerate discomfort. If I brought up anything vulnerable, he disappeared. He ran for the hills when I wanted to talk about my feelings. He wanted performance, not partnership. Real character is often quiet. It shows up over time. It's who someone is when they don't have anything to gain. They're not there to perform. They're there to be who they are. Like I said, watch the pattern. People show you who they are all the time. We need to believe them. We need to see it. And we need to make sure we take care of ourselves. Don't deny it. It's important. The last red flag I want you to pay attention to, and it's most powerful. Your intuition is not imaginary. It's information. Too often we override it though. We tell ourselves we're being dramatic, or needy, or afraid. But your body knows what your mind can't always explain. Ooh, that's so true. In fact, research from the University of Iowa found that people's physical bodies register danger or unease seconds, if not minutes, before their brains can articulate it. That little stomach flip, that tension in your chest, it's a data point. It's your inner compass. I talk to so many women that say, I knew something was off. I just didn't want to start over again. And I get it. We want connection. We want to be seen, but not at the cost of abandoning ourselves. In my 36-year marriage, I abandoned myself over and over again because I felt like this was the love I got. I was afraid to start over on my own. I had children with this man. I didn't think I could do it by myself. So it's important to pay attention to what your body says. My body was anxious all the time. That was my nervous system saying, this isn't working. This isn't working. Pay attention now. Feelings are my connection to my intuition. I used to deny them. I used to minimize them. Now I actually give them my attention. And I really encourage you to do the same thing. Pay attention to how you feel. Your intuition is speaking to you all the time, through your feelings, through your body. You must pay attention because it is guiding you to be safe, to be healthy in any situation, particularly when we are dating. So here's your post-divorce dating mantra. Consistency is clarity, charm is not character, and your intuition is a sacred tool. Dating again isn't about proving you are lovable. You already are. It's about protecting the peace you fought so hard to reclaim. You don't have to be afraid. You just have to be awake. Until next time, I'm Anna McBride, and this is She Asked, where healing meets practical hope. Be well.